So in over 2 weeks, Bitcoin has dropped by more than 10%. And during this move to the downside, I have been tracking a WXYXZ structure where I was targeting Bitcoin to reach anywhere between $100,490 to $101,664. And this region is a 1 to 1.226 retracement of this wave structure. So very quickly, what I'll do is I'll draw that in. Like so, and so yeah, this region is a 1 to 1.226 retracement of the W wave, and as you can see, we ended up tapping into that region, and since then we've seen a nice bump to the upside, where we ended up breaching past both the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, and we did have a short retracement to the downside, where we ended up finding support at both EMA levels, and since then we have seen a nice bump to the upside, and so Bitcoin can either go two ways now, where one of which could be us breaching past this local top at around $112,000 and we see higher highs. And the other option could be that we see a further move to the downside where we breach past this local low at around $100,000 and we see low lows. And so, yeah, we have been experiencing this corrective move, which is typically a 50 to 18.2% retracement of this wave structure. And so it's possible that what we are forming is a WXY structure to the downside. But of course, the flip side to that could be this corrective move to the downside is now complete. And then we'll see high highs. And so what I'll do is I'll bring in the fib tool. And what I will be looking at for is for Bitcoin to reach anywhere between that 50 to 18.2% retracement level. And that 50% retracement level sits at $106,000. And the 18.2% retracement level sits at $110,500. And so if Bitcoin was to tap into this region, then that would then confirm that we are within a corrective move. And as you can see, we haven't yet breached into this zone. And so I am looking at for Bitcoin to tap into this zone. If we do end up breaching past this 88.2% retracement level, then it's possible that we then retrace towards this 100% retracement level. And if we extend beyond that level, then we will tap into anywhere between that 1.236 to 1.618 retracement level. So Bitcoin can either reach anywhere between $115,000 to $120,000. Now you can see that on the stochastic RSI, we are within the oversold conditions. And essentially what that's telling me is the bulls still have the momentum to continue to drive the price of Bitcoin up towards this region. And we are looking fairly healthy right now, given the fact that the current price of Bitcoin is actually trading above the EMA levels. And you can see that on the hourly chart, the 50 EMA is actually on the brink of crossing the 200 EMA. And so if we continue to see high highs, then that could then trigger a golden cross, which would then further confirm that we are bullish, at least on the hourly chart. So if I go on over to the 4-hour chart, again, we are still looking fairly healthy. You can see that we ended up finding support at that 50 EMA level. And you can see that we are close to actually tapping into this region also. We've almost tapped into that region at 1600 hours local time. And again, I am looking at for Bitcoin to tap into this region. But having said that, we are overbought, and so the bulls could slowly begin to lose control of the market and potentially see the price of Bitcoin move to the downside. And if it does so, then I'm looking for Bitcoin to potentially find support at that 200 EMA level, which sits at around $103,000. And then if I move on over to the daily chart, you can see that we're more or less neutral on the stochastic RSI, and so we are still fairly healthy. And again, the bulls still have the momentum to continue to drive the price of Bitcoin up towards this region. And if we do extend beyond this region, then I'm looking for Bitcoin to go even higher than this local top at around $112,000. So that's my update on Bitcoin. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.